The government has taken drastic measures to shield the average St. Lucian from escalating inflation. However, the opposition is increasing the political pressure with analyses that paint government's actions as insufficient.
Of the 70 items that they have zero rated, meaning they are applying zero VAT to them, are you aware that 25 of those 70 items, they were already VAT exempt? You want to talk about obfuscation? You want to talk about underhand and double dealing?
Today, the chair of the Joint Ministerial Task Force turned her attention to explaining the difference between VAT-exempt and zero-rated items in the hopes of separating politics from bread-and-butter economics. Chelsea Austin begins our newscast.
At today's pre-cabinet press briefing, Commerce Minister Honorable Emma Hippolyte addressed claims by UWP Babonneau candidate Titus Preville that the government has misled the public regarding the 70 items being zero-rated. She clarified the critical distinction between zero-rated and VAT-exempt goods. Minister Hippolyte emphasized that ahead of implementing the PIA administration's plan to reclassify certain goods as zero-rated to help curb rising food costs, the government conducted extensive consultations with stakeholders, the business community, and the Chamber of Commerce to determine which items would be designated as zero-rated versus exempt. Referencing her earlier remarks in Parliament, Hippolyte said she has made the distinction abundantly clear before and is doing so again now.
If an item is VAT exempt, that is, there is no VAT on the item for the consumer. However, the business person who is operating cannot claim the VAT associated with the sale of that item. However, when an item is zero-rated, again, the consumer does not get the VAT, but the business place can claim the expenditure associated with the sale of that item.
The minister went on to highlight the importance and could not stress enough just the stark difference between the two.
Yeah, again, in my presentation in Parliament, I clarified it several times. The business community then have the opportunity to share that savings, that VAT savings, with the general public. So it has an implication in terms of bringing down the price of that item.
Titus Preville was officially launched as a UWP candidate for Babonneau on Sunday, July 27th. He previously served for several years as Permanent Secretary within the Ministry of Commerce, working in a technical capacity. It is therefore both ironic and laughable that Preville now claims if the UWP assumes office, they will implement inflation-fighting policies. Given his insider experience within the ministry, his statement hardly inspires confidence, ironically coming from someone deeply familiar with how commerce policy is developed and implemented.
He was the Permanent Secretary, the head of the Ministry of Commerce. He was the technical head of the Ministry of Commerce for all this time, and he has not prepared. He did not present one policy statement to the government that was not implemented. What head is he now going to put to bring new suggestions now?
Furthermore, the minister stated the Ministry of Commerce has grown substantially under the current administration.
If you look at where the Ministry of Commerce was yesterday and where it is today, a vast difference. Not only in price control items and what we're doing now in terms of containing high prices, when you look at our MSME program, when you look at our Love St. Lucia program, that's a ministry that has moved way beyond where Mr. Preville was. And this government and this country is not going back. We are moving forward.